Happy Christmas, guys. Donal here with a really great starter for your festive menu with thanks to the EU-funded Milk It's Good to Know It's Good campaign and the National Dairy Council. These are my blue cheese soufflés. Now, I don't want you to be nervous of making a cheese soufflé. It feels wonderfully retro, but I think often people get a bit nervous when it comes to creating them and getting that perfect rise. I've greased and floured my ramekins, and now we're going to make up our soufflé mixture, which starts off by flavoring up some milk. So into a saucepan with some milk. Now, to add a little flavor to this milk, I've got some onion, some peppercorns, and some nutmeg. Nutmeg is going to give this the most wonderful festive aroma throughout this milk. Now, as soon as this comes up to a nice steady simmer, I'm going to strain this off, leaving aside the onions and those peppercorns, and we're going to use this milk to make up a beautiful white sauce. Now, the basis of this good soufflé is to make up a roux. So I've got some butter and some flour into a pan. You're going to whisk that through just until you have a sort of a rough paste. Now, as soon as it starts to smell really wonderful and kind of like cooked pastry in the kitchen, it's a good time to start adding the milk. This milk is still nice and warm, so I'm going to add it slowly but surely, little by little, until we have a nice smooth sauce. Grab up a whisk and whisk that through. Now, as soon as you have a nice smooth sauce and you've whisked out any of those lumps, take this off the heat and let it cool ever so slightly. Now it's time to bring together this soufflé mixture. So I have eggs that I'm going to separate. I need egg whites in this bowl, egg yolks in this, and it's 3 eggs. Now, in with the egg yolks and our white sauce. Give them a little mix up. And we're going to start to incorporate a little bit of that white sauce first. Give that a good whisk through, and while it's still slightly warm, I'm going to use that heat to melt in a little bit of blue cheese here. You can use any cheese you like, but the funk you get from blue cheese like this Cashel Blue is absolutely gorgeous. So just nice little chunks. Mix that all in, and now give it a good whisk. Now I have the most glorious cheesy soufflé mix that is ready to rock, but we want to lighten it, we want to give it that lift that only comes from the use of some egg whites. So I have my 3 egg whites. I'm going to whisk them up until they're really light and fluffy. The trick is to be able to hold them over your head and for them not to fall out of the bowl. So let's give it a go. It's not like I'm wearing anything nice. Now we're going to loosen the mixture with a small bit of the egg white and then gently fold and incorporate the rest in. This loosens and lightens the batter. But now the whole trick is to keep as much air from those egg whites in as possible. So I'm just folding this through until those egg whites have just about been incorporated. It's okay if there's 1 or 2 last little pockets because they're going to work their way out in the cooking, and I want to keep as much air as possible. So we're pretty much there. Time to get this into our ramekins. The best way to get even results here is to use a ladle so you know how much is going into each one, and then top it up with any of the leftover. And now the trick to super light, fluffy and airy soufflés is a little bit of boiling water in around the sides. You only need this to come up about halfway up the sides of each ramekin dish, and it's going to help with a nice even bake on these soufflés. Have a look at these beautiful little babies, gorgeously golden. This is where you have to move fast. Serve them straight from the oven while they're still warm on little individual side plates with a nice salad and some more of that blue cheese. It's an absolutely wonderful starter that is perfect for festive entertaining.